5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is this shit even called?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Man, welcome. This is Lunchtime TV. I will say it's your boy Michael Jackson with my beautiful co-host Sasha B. That noise you hear is the fan that she has going because it's been hot as hell out in Seattle. We all been sweating, and these people don't believe in central air, so everybody has a fan on. Right now, I'm suffering in my spot because I don't have a fan on, and so we got hella lights, computer, my hot ass breath. It's hot in here, y'all. It's starting to get muggy, so we're gonna get the show going. Thank you for tuning in. Before we get into anything, go ahead, like, subscribe, and maybe even just leave a comment. You can talk about my breath if you need to, because it's hot, nigga. But either way,
It's hot.
Sasha, let them know what it is, man. Welcome back. How's things been going?
You know, it's been great. It's been great. Been living the dream in this hot weather. Cool down. Staying busy. So.
Hell yeah. What have you been staying busy with? I mean, I kind of already know what we're going to highlight, but let's go ahead and get into it. There's merch involved.
Oh, there is.
Tell them what you've been doing.
I have been working on a logo and merchandise. So, Nick Harris has been amazing. I've referred him to so many people, and he has created launch video, my logo. He's doing my shirts. He's doing the printing as well. So if you need somebody,
Hell
Dominic
yeah.
Harris.
Shout out to Dominic.
Black owned. So amazing and black owned. Like,
hell yeah. We need to highlight more stuff like that. Dominic can come on the show if you want to. Sheesh.
Man, I'll let him know. He's done work for artists too. So he's come to like shows and like showed him his art and stuff, and
yeah, that's super dope.
Yeah, he just recently started the printing thing, so I was like, all in one. Let me get on that.
Get that money, my boy.
Yes, so been doing that training, more competitions, more. I'm also in school, so
hell yeah.
Of that and work, so
on
a lot of that
grind.
going on.
Hell yeah. Staying busy.
Yeah. I'm debating on doing a second lift, but I'm doing 2 lifts on the same day as my launch of my shirts on August 20th at Alki Beach. So you can come see me, say hi, get a shirt, or just say hi. I love hugs, and maybe see me break a record.
Hell yeah.
You know, the world championship is in September, so I'm not doing too much in the end of this month. Next weekend. Oh my gosh! So
it's coming up.
Yeah, so been busy. I'm not really a person that likes to be out front with all of this, so this is a different avenue for me. So.
Hell yeah. I like it. That's dope. Super exciting. And listen, anybody who's listening and watching it, if you have the opportunity to get out to, West Seattle, Alki Beach next weekend on the 20th, get out there and watch, man. Support, celebrate, do all the things. It's going to be dope. And get you a shirt. The shirts are going to be fire.
Yes. Yeah. And it's not just a competition. There's like, it is fun. It'll be on the beach. It'll be fun. Like, it's on the beach. Like, it's going to be great. There's going to be strong man, strong woman going on, feats of strength. So different activities, not just the regular 3 lifts. It'll be a lot of, I might do one of them.
That's super dope. Shit, that sounds like an opportunity for any and all y'all to see people half naked as well. So.
Wow.
Listen, this is this kind of show. We just, whatever. Because we got to get people enticed somehow, shit. And it's hot as hell outside, so.
Oh, yeah. I think after my lift, I'm going to bring a change of clothes. Because I'm not staying in my wrestling thing. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
I bet that would be hot as flames being out there and all that spandex.
It's hot.
Sheesh, man. Well, big weekend next week. Hope you set as many records as they'll allow you to. Let them know who's boss. I mean, I feel like you already have. We highlighted this on the show before, y'all. set a world record previously. So anybody who want the smoke, come get the smoke.
Smoke. It's me against me. I've already set the record. So really, you gotta actually beat my record.
You know, it's crazy. Imagine being so good that your only competition is the person in the damn mirror.
Literally.
I love that.
You know, the saying is a thing. The saying is a saying. Yes, that's just a motivational thing. When it's literally there.
Yeah.
In like writing.
You looking around the room like it's really just me in here because you niggas can't cut it.
Right.
Love that. Well, big shout out to you doing big things, staying busy. I wish that my update was as good, but it is not.
Want to hear it.
Shoot, I've just been trying to get through the summer session of school with my kiddos. We have some really big changes coming for me in the coming months.
What is it?
Like real big. We're not announcing it today. We're gonna wait till some stuff is set in stone. You and I will also have to have a private conversation prior to it being announced on here, because everything will still work, but yeah, things will be different for me. So you know, working on trying to level up and advance a little bit, and that's what's gonna happen. So yeah, things have been cool. I've been doing some goofy shit too. I don't know why, but I canceled all my therapy appointments for this month. Left my support group mainly because I feel like I was having a hard time connecting with people because I was the only brother in there. And I feel like a lot of things that have been ailing me are more things that are about my... I wouldn't say there's any like identity crisis because it's not that. I know exactly who I am, where I stand amongst my community and my people, all of these things. But I feel like the older that I get, like I'm starting to see and learn so much more about myself, my own people. But I also feel like I've kind of drifted away from that, even within like my own group chats. Like, we're not talking about anything real no more. So I felt like it was my duty to get back to start sparking conversations. And it's not a disrespect to my boys. You know, they have families and life is just busy. But like, I feel like I don't spend enough time with my own people talking about problems that ail our community, or talking about my own stresses, how these things impact me, talking about my traumas growing up. You know, they get discussed with, you know, other people, which I have no problem with that, you know, me, because I love all people, but they can't relate to me in any real way. Maybe some of the circumstances, you know, are similar to things that have happened to them when they've grown up, but there's a major element of it that they cannot comprehend or understand. So I love my therapist. I will still talk to him prior to a lot of these big changes, but it's just also one of those things where him not being a black man is kind of getting tough for me, because like I don't even feel like I can open up, because even if he's seen my show and he knows how I speak about this stuff, but like sometimes because I want to be able to yell and scream about it and be like, hey yo, these motherfuckers are getting me hot. And it's not even just because of that, because I'll openly say that on here. Everybody knows where I stand. I love all y'all, but I don't like anybody who's a sucker. And if you happen to be a sucker and you're on that racist stuff, I call you out. I don't care about y'all white people getting upset about how I talk about y'all, because look at how y'all be talking about us. And it's not a two wrongs make a right type of deal. It's just I let you know where I stand, because I've been abused and held down by y'all's thumbs for many years, and I refuse to allow any of these people going forward to think that I'm the type of black man that's going to allow them to put their foot on my neck. That type of shit not happening.
Period.
But you can't. For me, it doesn't feel like I can really say all that to my therapist. Plus, there's also the element of like, if something I say get taken out of context, like, is this nigga gonna report me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you have the cops at your door when you get home.
Like, he might be like, well, he might have a propensity for violence. I don't know. You gotta send somebody. Like, I don't want that type of shit to happen. So I get worried about that. So I won't say that I've left these things, because I still find that they are valuable. Even speaking with people with other races, all these types of things, being a part of these support groups, those are wonderful things. They're wonderful people, and we can connect in certain respects because of the things that we've all experienced. But again, that type of element has made me feel like I need to get back to being closer to my people. And also, like I've been purposely seeking out to try to get connected with a resource network, not just for men of color, but people of color, because I want to be more a part of that. Even me, you know, I turn 36 next Thursday, but I still feel like, yeah, getting fucking old. But I still feel like I want to have some sort of mentorship from another black man, or develop even just outside of my own homies, because they all are amazing black men who are professional. You know, I mean, I think one's a Microsoft employee, another's Amazon. They're a part of all these groups, and they work well in their community. They do all these things, you know, but I want to be able to extend my network to have those same types of people all across the damn map if possible. And so a lot of it is just me. I've been thinking like I just need to get reconnected with my people before I can continue to, you know how we talk about how we want to help our community on the show. And I remember like the last time we really dove into it, my stance had become, I'm tired of feeling like we're not really doing anything. And then after that, it has been sticking with me since that was 6, 7, 8 weeks ago. But I still have kind of been like, well, in my head, I'm looking at myself like, well, nigga, what the fuck have you actually been doing? Like, what do you do? And even like within my job, like, I spent the last however many years doing this job. I mean, yes, I have worked with tons of kids of color, but I feel like I'm always having to make the jumps to the next role to, you know, help grow my finances by coaching, mentoring, and teaching kids who don't look like me. And no offense to them, because that's great. I want to help every kid if possible, but like, what do I look like not giving this same amount of effort to people who look like me? Because even like my students now, like one of them is a minority, you know, but he's a Latino, and we still have a wonderful relationship, but there's still also going to be things about his life that I can't teach him. You know, even me as a part Latino, I'm not super connected with that side of my life as much as I'd like to be. So like, how can I really support him? And we are, you know, I'm Puerto Rican and he's Mexican, so it's still different, you know what I'm saying? So trying to get myself reconnected, not only with my communities, you know, like Black and Latino, but really try to go back to the days of immersing myself in my own culture. Even when I think about, like, I mean, you know what one of my favorite TV shows is, but like, it's crazy that show only has 2 black characters, you know. But then like, I also love, you know, one of my favorite show growing up as a kid was the Jamie Foxx show, you know, Martin, you know, you think like Living Single, all these shows, and it's like that's our culture, that's our history. Like, those were, you know, my heroes, you know. Like, you want to be like Dwayne Wayne and stuff like that. Like, I wanted to have that type of swag. Like, my favorite movie of all time is House Party. Like, but I feel like I've just been on a raft floating away from my own people. And not even just when you think of like relationships, like my partner can be any ethnicity, that's not gonna matter. I still need to feel like I'm close to my people. And so gotta make a more conscious effort with that. You know, I finally took my phone off DND. Gotta get back to replying to messages, phone calls. Yeah, I'm trying to get myself out of whatever this like hermit type of lifestyle I'm living is. You know, still gonna be my same type of self, you know, still gonna be wild and still gonna make it clear where we stand on this type of stuff. But the biggest thing is like, you know, I don't know, man, I just want to be more connected with my people, because like, fuck, man, I want to vibe out with the people. I want to talk more about like motherfuckers don't know that like I'm a big advocate for trying to make Amanda Seales president. Like, people like that. Like, I want to be close to those people who want to kick ass, who want to highlight the good stuff and highlight where we're fucking up, and you know, little stuff like that. But like, you can't have those conversations with everybody if all your environments and spaces are predominantly every other race except your own. So even like, there's only 3 black people at my job, and one of these brothers just quit. He just got a new job, just left, didn't say nothing. I'm like, damn,
don't leave.
we're dropping like flies. So it's like, it's tough, man, because, you know, like I said, looking for those resource networks, that mentorship, like how do I continue to grow myself as a black man if I'm not, you know, surrounded by black people, except when I get my hair cut and except when I play basketball. But like I can't do that shit 24/7. So
no.
Yeah, it's time to do some different things. So I guess I've been just soul searching, working my job, soul searching, smoking weed, and playing a lot of Call of Duty, because when Modern Warfare 2 drops, I gotta be good at this game so I can start streaming.
You're gonna be back on D&D.
No, we're not doing that, because I feel like doing that made me just hide from people, and I spent the last almost year just like not being around people. Like, it's tough, man. So gotta make some changes, and it just start with just going back to being my active self. Like, I have a good personality, I'm friendly, I have social skills, but I literally like tuck them bitches away and like don't use that stuff. Yeah. And it's like, I feel like people actually miss out on the best parts of me, and then they only either see me on the show or they just see me at work. And I barely speak to everybody at work, because if I'm gonna be honest, we don't have a lot to talk about, because y'all don't look like me, I don't look like y'all. We not on the same vibe, because I know what I spend my days thinking about. They're not thinking about the same stuff I'm thinking about. So
no, they're not. They're really not.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Okay, let's get into something crazy. And I don't have all the details of this situation, but this lady done pissed me off. How are you 37 years old, almost 4? I heard someone say she was 40. You're upset about a man, so then you decide you want to kill yourself, and then you end up running 6 people over, and they all die and you don't? Bro, what? Like, this summer has been crazy. That's not even the craziest thing that's happened, but that has just bugged me out for the last few days, knowing that situation happened. Because in my head, I'm thinking, and when I seen the video, I'm like, bro, you're driving like 100 miles an hour down the street because you're upset that some nigga don't want you? Why do people do it, Sasha? I don't understand.
It's definitely deep. I'm sure there's some mental incapacities there, because that's pretty far, and we don't know all the details of what led up to that. But, what's really disheartening is people will hurt other people that didn't have to do with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, go run him over.
Yeah, I mean, no, but yes, exactly. Like, being that you have problems with the person. If you gotta do some crazy shit, do it to that person. These are,
and then you don't even die. Yeah, and then you don't die.
That was crazy. And like, I don't know, like trying to unalive yourself, and then like completely airballing the layup on that, and then ending up hurting other people. That's crazy to me.
Nigga blowing the stadium you're in, along with airballing it, and killing innocent lives, and then you're having to live with that. So it's almost like, if she had died in that, those 6 people would have died, and then people called it. See, I don't agree with it, but people will say, well, she didn't get justice because she didn't have to live and be prosecuted.
Yeah.
Now she is. So.
Yeah,
I mean, it just didn't have to happen. I think that's the really weird part, is it's not like she was drunk. She was, but she had an intent. It was premeditated.
Yeah, see, I heard that they found no alcohol in her system.
Okay.
So, and that's the thing.
That's actually worse.
That's what I'm saying. And so it's hard to tell which of these reports are true and not true.
That is horrible.
But I ended up hearing that she was sober, and that she did this because she was upset that she got dumped. And it's like, you ended up surviving. You're facing up to 70 years. And although you were
only
going
70?
to... Yeah, it was just crazy. Because like, I feel like if this was like a man who would have like consecutive life sentences, which is weird to me. Like, she should just get consecutive life sentences. Like,
you should just have life.
For every life that you took out of your own stupidity, you should get 100 years easy. So 600 years, easy. I feel like that's respectable, because like, come on, how dumb is that? This is in broad daylight. You don't even live in the area. You're a traveling nurse. I mean, it wouldn't make a difference if it was in your own city, but like, nigga, you don't even live here. Like, what? You causing people problems that you don't like. These aren't even people in your own community. You came here. You came here, you earned money in their community, and then you devastated their community by killing 6 members of it. 6, well, obviously one of them was a child, but like 5 contributing members of society now no longer have their lives because of some idiot. Like, it's just crazy.
And it doesn't...
Crazy. There's just so much madness happening. Obviously, we didn't want to get on the show and highlight bad things, but that just had me bugged out. And the main thing is, again, I always want to state for the record, this is not a relationship podcast or none of that shit. I don't give a shit what y'all do in y'all relationship. We talk about relationships and some of the things that happen, but I'm not here to give y'all no advice. But let me give y'all some advice. If you are really this upset with somebody that you were with, please just take a brief moment to remember this one thing. There's millions of us out here. You won't even be able to meet all of the people that live on this planet. There's no reason why you should allow yourself to get so bent out of shape over one human being that you will be willing to convince yourself that you no longer need to be here. You have too much life to live to want to take your own life over some goofy nigga. And we don't even know about the dude. Maybe he left for good reason. I mean, I don't know. Let me not comment like that, but because we don't know. But some of these little signs might, you probably like, yeah, brother dodged the bullet. But either way, shorty, you missed trying to unalive yourself, and then you hurt other people. People who, like Sasha said, don't have shit to do with you.
Yep. And on top of that,
crazy.
He's probably gonna feel, and it's hard to get away from it, even though he shouldn't feel it, but he's gonna feel some guilt.
Yeah.
Even if it was best for him to leave, he's gonna have that thought that's gonna rise up. As far as like, it's almost like you're grieving what you didn't like. I feel like he will end up grieving a little bit.
I could see that because he'll feel, even though he is not responsible, not one damn bit, because you got to do his best for you. You communicated, you left. Maybe we don't know how you did it, but none of that matters. She makes her choice to then go do what she does. But I'm sure he will feel some type of way, like some sort of, oh man, like maybe I could have prevented that. But at the same time, like, can you? What? So you stay and you just make it worse for yourself? Like, so yeah, maybe you save those lives, but like, I don't know.
He'll and hopefully he gets through that, because I've been watching some series about family of people that have murdered others, and the family members speak about it, and it's sad because I can say, oh, well, he had a choice, but when that's your blood or that's your girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife, your actions against other people, you're like, I mean, these wives are bawling over this man killing multiple women.
Yeah.
He made the choice. They feel some type of way about this man, this husband that I laid next to him. How could you do this? So I feel like he'll go through that, and I hope he doesn't stay in that, because it's a dark place that you can go. But that's just it's.
Hopefully not. Shoot, you never know. What if we're like, sending thoughts and prayers for this dude, but then he's already got another chick. He might be pimping like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be a whole big story that we're waiting to see about what he did.
It'd be really wild. What if it turns out where he's like, yo, I met her one time, we went on 3 dates. Like, what if it's some shit like that? And
she make it so worse.
Oh my God.
It was one date, she fell in love. Yes, just one time.
Crazy. And it sometimes it only take that. Facing up to 70 years. So this is the other thing I wanted to highlight, because I think about this when you hear about people making these dumb mistakes, and then like, the news reports would be like, oh yeah, and they had this career and they did this. And in my head, I'm thinking, shorty, you worked for a substantial amount of time to get your certifications, your degree, to become a nurse, and then to get good enough to be asked to be a traveling nurse, someone that we can depend on to go to other locations and give really good care, potentially. I don't know how none of that shit works, but I assume they're not gonna just let everybody do it. You probably get picked for that. Like,
yeah.
And this is what you choose to do. You did all that work to end up in this situation, to facing 70 years. I don't know, man. I just don't understand. Like, I've made some mistakes in life. I've had to go to court. I've almost gone to jail. Crazy shit happens. I get it. But, like, you still always have choices. And, like, I can understand if some stuff is happening to you where, like, it's crazy stuff. Like, I think about my last situation, the almost going to jail thing. That shit not on me. That's a person trying to start a problem, and I just happen to finish it. And then there's, the residual comes for you. It's that extra shit. Well, like, you did this, so now you got to potentially pay the price for somebody lying. But luckily, I did all the other things right. So, you have people who back up with character witness, eyewitness testimony, all these types of things where they can verify, no, this was not the situation. But this is a person who's just like, fuck it, I'm done with it all.
No, literally.
It's just like, and we got you on tape doing some crazy shit. Like, all the cars are stopped, and you come 60, 70 miles in, bro.
Yep.
I just don't understand
it. It's gonna be interesting to see, because she'll be a nurse, all right, in jail.
That's crazy.
They'll be like, oh, great, we've got a new nurse. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Good behavior. You're gonna be like Orange is the New Black. She'll be working the halls.
I could see her in maybe 2 or 3 seasons being on 60 Days In. You ever seen that show?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I just seen a news report that the sheriff from the very first season, like the guy who set up this show, was literally just arrested and is about to be convicted because he's the sheriff who, I'm sure you heard about the reports where they were giving keys to inmates and other male guards and letting the men go in there late night and like do stuff to the girls. It was that nigga. I can't even, nigga, we had you on tape talking about how you wanted to make your prison better and do all these wonderful things and da-da-da-da-da. You got a whole deal set up with A&E, got a show. My boy got a show. And then 5, 6, 7, 8 years later, I can't even believe, bro, I was like, my mind was blown after that. And I'm like, this is what you're doing, bro? So, listen, America, if all you lovely Americans who potentially watch this, y'all be giving the wrong people power, and you don't actually go through the checks and balances, and then this is what turns out, because you let these people do whatever the hell they want for however long they want, and you got the wrong people in place that are supposed to hold them accountable, and they never do. And you also allow these niggas to get hella money, get famous, get all this type of free shit, all for them to get to the point where they think that the rules don't apply to them. Crazy. It's crazy.
There had to be warnings. I
ain't gonna lie to you. There was a part of me that when I first saw the show 60 Days In, like when I looked at him, when you think of corrupt correctional officers, he gave me that vibe. Like everything about even just his posture. Like because I feel like we have a good sense for who the scumbags are, because we have to look out for these people are predators. These are predators. This is what a predator is. It's this type of person who will get in a position of power. They wear that little badge. They get them a little gun and they get some stripes on the lapel, all that. And then all of a sudden they start doing this type of shit.
It's crazy.
And look who it is. And I bet he's also probably somebody who puts his votes behind the same people who want to vote to take away your rights, our rights as black people, like all of these type of things. That's who they be putting their cars behind. Yep. And those people give them money. They allow them to drive fancy cars. And there are people,
they back them up.
And they back them up. And there are people who knew about this stuff way before, because the girls said something and they probably were like, nah, so-and-so wouldn't do that. Yes, the fuck they would, because this goofy is giving them the permission to do it. I couldn't believe when I saw him.
How else are they getting in? Right. Like exactly. How, and then, I mean, I bet you somebody came up pregnant and they hit it. So.
Yeah. Crazy shit. I want to ask you, I don't even know if I want to specify what my thoughts are, but what do you think about Brittney Griner's situation? And this is, be honest. I want you to be completely honest.
There's just so many. To me, it's not. It's sad because you don't want to see her like that. When you look at the laws in Russia and how they deal with things and where we're at right now with Russia, it's sad because I feel like maybe she wouldn't have gotten 9 years, or she may have gotten more. There are some people, there are people that are there that are Americans that have more years for the same thing than her. And so I've seen different sides of it where some guy got way more years than she did. And so for me, I don't know. It sucks, and I'm glad that people are bringing awareness to this, but at first I will be honest, I'm like, that's messed up, I was like, oh my god. But if couldn't have been the first time, she just got away with it. I don't like the fact that it seems like they are making her an example though, because
that's true.
If she had been getting away with it before. And I also don't like that it was like her sentencing was blah, blah, blah with criminal intent. That I don't like, because it's like, okay. Okay.
Bro, stop. She had 1 or 2 cartridges. The intent is to get high. That's it.
So for them to add that on, it was like, okay, I get what y'all doing. You guys are strict. We cannot knock that. That we don't live in Russia. That's not our country. They do whatever they want. We don't have control over that.
But she's not moving weight. She's not a drug king.
Criminal intent. Wait a minute. I was like, wait, okay. The sentencing sucks, yes, but also Russia is Russia. But then again, really, y'all? So I don't know. It sucks, but I feel like it almost is what it is, because people will bring up, there's this white girl that didn't get as much time.
Yes,
and I'm like,
I saw that. That's what people keep bringing up.
But I'm just like, okay, you gotta remember, Russia don't play like we do. And you can't really get mad at it in a sense, because we've seen what Russia. I know from history, Russia been. I don't even know if I want to go.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know. I feel bad because people keep using they want to use certain things for everything, and I feel like in this sense, it just isn't about. Could be about race, and that's fair. I will honestly. There's a lot of times where I feel like, since we're always persecuted as Black people, it probably has something to do with it. But I also feel like Russia,
you're fucking with the wrong people.
Yeah. I mean, she probably got comfortable. Maybe she got comfortable, and it's sad because she went over there to play because not to say that that's the only option, but they gave more money to her. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's where the ladies make the bulk of their money, is in overseas. That part sucks that at this point in her career that she still has to do that. That's a whole separate conversation, but at the same time, she got to remember that the people who run and organize her league are not making it comfortable for these women. They have all the money, the people who own the team and the people who run the league. So, and it's a whole separate conversation. But yeah, she shouldn't have to be over there. Man, she's been playing for too long. I will say this: what's happening to BG is very unfair. We definitely want Brittney to come home. I feel like we have to be honest about things, though, and those things are. And when I say niggas got to stop getting comfortable, I mean everybody. you won because we just seen Iman Shumpert. He tried to take 6 ounces on to the airport. You niggas can't take drugs to the airport.
Why would you do that?
My thing also, as somebody who smokes very often, you should not feel like I need this so bad that I'm not willing to wait the amount of hours that it's going to take me to get from point A to point B. And obviously, you've been to this place before. I'm sure you know people. They have weed in Russia. You can get weed in Russia. You have weed here. You can get weed here. You can take a 10 or 12 hour break from weed. I'm sorry. And if you need it because of anxiety purposes, so on and so forth, gummies, candies, chocolate, like you have options. Bringing vape cartridges on a plane with you, that's goofy shit. Now, I feel like why they're keeping her and why they're trying to make an example out of her is because you got to think of it from this perspective. They have some of their people locked up in these prisons. But you got to think about how trades work. You're not going to trade a good player for a bad player. So they needed somebody of her status to get caught up in this shit, and now they're holding her until they can use her as a bargaining chip to get some of their people back. The only reason that this type, when you think about that white girl who only got so much time, like if Brittney wasn't famous, I think she'd probably be home already, because they would be like, well, we don't care about you because like you can't really do much. So pay your little fine, serve like 60 days or a month or whatever that other girl did, and then take your punk ass home. But because she has a little bit of fame, and they're basically like, oh, finally we caught a famous nigga. So now we're going to hold on to this person until we can get what we want out of it.
Any step they can take.
Exactly. Here's the one thing that I don't really like, because we also need to be conscious of this. Again, my heart goes out to BG because she doesn't deserve this. But we also have tons and tons of people who are serving time here on our own soil for having the same amount of weed on them. Niggas who are
we have people. That's
what I'm saying. We have people who are damn near doing life sentences
after they changed the law.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So we have all these people who, and it's wonderful. The support is great. Free BG. We love the shirts. We love people standing out and speaking their truths and all that. All that stuff is great. But like, there's so many people who look like us who are in those circumstances. So why? I mean, obviously I'm just spitballing names, but why are we not free Jamal, free Eric, free Ryan, free Brian, free all these people, like free Michelle, free Shaniqua? I mean, yeah, it sounds goofy that I'm just shouting out these random ass names, but like, there's niggas that are here that are going through this. So like, literally, are we gonna have the president of the United States try to come save all of them? Like, is that how this is gonna work? Not likely. So we need to find a way to also be able to channel these same type of efforts and get all of the people here free as well. And now the 9.5 years, they go back to like what you were talking about, cuz you can't go into somebody else's house and then be mad that they have rules.
That's why I wonder why she.
None of us need to get, like, when we 9.5 years, that's bullshit. That's not our country, cuz you can't go to their crib and make rules at their house. If you walk up to somebody's shit and they tell you to take your shoes off, you don't keep you don't keep walking around the house with your shoes on and then wonder why they punching you the fuck out. Like, you can't do that. It's like, what's happening? No, like, come on, you gotta be smarter than that. So my heart goes out to her, but there's a part of me that feels like, cuz you gotta learn your lesson, because there's niggas that's learning the lesson even harder. Like, think about what has been done to these men's the mental state of some of these men who are serving crime alongside like actual killers, because a lot of times these niggas don't just go to county. They go to these prisons because that's where they want to go. They want to go to So you are in jail because you had a dime bag of weed. You're doing 27 years for that.
With mass murderers.
With mass murder. So think about what that type of stuff does to your mental state. And then depending on what prison they go to, all these crazy stuff happen. And that's the problem, is like BG's going to go through the same stuff. She's having to be in there with people who she is not like. She is a casual smoker. She just uses marijuana. So you highlight the criminal intent thing. Criminal intent, like, no one's making money off 2 cartridges, bro. I'm sorry. Like, that's $80 that you're not getting back, and you're not looking to use that. Like, it's crazy shit. But
I think, and you know what? I will say this. Someone brought this to my attention. I guess there was a report of her being abusive to her wife.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I mean, but she's had a history of being mad aggressive towards the shorties that she's with. That's a part of the appeal of Brittney Griner, is that, well, I don't want to be disrespectful in saying this, but how I always had known about her and how people talked about her and they loved her fiery personality was because she's like one of the guys. But some of those type of traits, they go past the line. So, like, yeah, she is somebody who is unfortunately affiliated with domestic violence too. Like, and she's a person she's like Hope Solo. Hope Solo was a great soccer player, but she also kind of fell off because we found out that she had a horrible attitude and liked to beat up her partners. Like, and we do the same thing for the fellas. We're not going for that. And so, and there are some people who are like, yo, leave her over there, because they know that fact about her. They're like, maybe she need to serve the time. I'm like, nah, cuz y'all are wilding out. I mean,
I think it's a little different.
Yeah, it's vastly different. Y'all are wilding out if you think she should serve the time for this because maybe you heard an allegation. Like,
we punch just for a cartridge. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know about that one.
But yeah, she does have that history. I mean, Brittney is not a, I don't know, man. Like, it's not even like a bad thing. She is known for being tough as nails, you know, like not the person to fool with type. She has that type of vibe. So
I can see where they probably were honing in on her on purpose. So all of that kind of comes into play, because if she's aggressive out here, she's aggressive out there on the court.
Yeah.
I mean, let's some, you know, it could be that somebody said something and was like, you know what, handle her. I mean, Russia does not. I mean, we do the stuff out here in the U.S., but I mean,
like I said, I think they saw her as a cat. They're looking at her as a cash
There's a deeper
cow,
reason,
bro. They saw her and they said, "Oh, these 2 cartridges. Oh yeah, you're going to prison, nigga, because we need you." Because I heard they're trying to trade her for some arms dealer that's in prison.
And
why do y'all need him back?
I think I saw that they were gonna, they were thinking about it or something.
Yeah, the U.S. is trying to work out that deal, but that's what make it crazy, is because, like, okay, so you're going to give them back a person who likely supplies a lot of the guns that come to our city streets that end up being obtained by 17-year-olds and they go do school shootings. You're going to trade that guy for this girl over 2 cartridges. No, I don't think anyone's thinking about it that deep, but think about it. If he's an arms dealer, what do you think he does? He helps supply people with those weapons that get used on our kids in schools. Shouldn't he remain in a jail? Y'all are about to trade. You're gonna trade him for a WNBA player, and like, what's gonna happen? Is she gonna come home and like, she's just gonna live out life? I'm not saying this to like say she should stay, but I'm just thinking about all the things. Like, we get to bring her home, but like, we're gonna trade her for somebody who is probably not somebody who should be walking the streets low key. I mean, I don't know.
Right. I mean, if you're gonna do a streetwalker. I mean, like, you got anybody else?
Yeah, I feel like if you had somebody like, maybe they have somebody who, you know, was in college and got in trouble, and like, trade Brittney for that person. But the arms dealer, nigga, what? Like, but that's but you know what? It's not surprising, because it's like, look at our country, bro.
Yeah, we're so.
It doesn't. Yeah.
But also look at Russia. See, just like us,
yeah,
Russia is showing. If people did not know before the Ukraine thing, I've always said this about Russia, but once Ukraine came out, I said, I already knew. I was like, Russia is about that. And that man,
they're not playing
ain't
fair.
Playing no games. They don't play fair on any level. So they're going to take Griner and say, yeah, we want the guns dealer over Griner. And of course, they know he's not. Just like they threatened us to not help Ukraine. He came on TV and said, he sat there real nice and said, you guys make a move. Listen, I'm not.
That's crazy, bro.
If you didn't know not to mess with Russia,
yeah,
you know now. That's why I think it's definitely deeper than just the cartridges, which makes it even. For sure. It makes it sad, but it's like, well.
Oh, and you think, and they think our laws are crazy. 9.5 years, and it ended up being 9. They took off the half a year because she wrote that apology letter. So I'm like, shut up. That letter got you a half a year off, like of 9.5 years laughing. For a couple of cartridges. They knew exactly what they was doing.
They're sitting there laughing.
They probably made that up on the fly. They're like, what do you think? 20? Nah, 20's crazy, bro. Don't
I would
say
love
20.
to hear
say
the judge say that.
Yeah.
Right. I want to see what the judge said when he said that. Okay, we'll take off the hat. I just want to see that. Oh my god.
Yeah, I will say this to close out this topic. We want Brittney to come home, and I say this because one thing is like, obviously people need to understand that there are consequences to actions. You have to pay for the things that you do, even if we feel on some level that it's not that wrong. These other people feel differently. You're in their space, on their turf. It is what it is. If we can get you home, hopefully this will be something that she learns from, and going forward does not try to, like, I'm sorry, there's just a part of me that feels like you put those things in your bag, and you know that you can't take shit like that on the plane with you. We all know that. We all know that. And I'm saying that even though there are some things, I will not announce it on this show, but I have done something that is very similar that you were not supposed to do, and I got lucky and got away with it, and I did it like 3 times. But even then, every single time I was like, we're not supposed to do this. Like,
right,
if you
your brain immediately goes to it.
That's what I'm saying. You know what you're doing, and if you had to think about it, like, should I bring this or should I not, you should have left it. So hopefully she learns her lesson, and we can hopefully move her past this. I'm sure her wife is eager to have her home, so that way their family can be complete. And you want that for them. Like, you never want to see anybody separated from their family, especially over something that we feel like is very trivial. Like, it's cartridges, bro. Like I said, it's not like you found her bag with like 8 kilos or something, or, you know, like 15. Like Shumpert, why is Shumpert trying to take 6 ounces on the plane? That feel like intent.
Okay.
That feel like intent.
And that's in the. He was traveling in the States, right?
Yeah. Like, he wasn't even going nowhere crazy. I think he's just hopping a plane to go visit somewhere. But like 6 ounces, like my bro.
You're not supposed to take that much, and you're supposed to be able to hide it better than that if you do. Like, there's so many better ways.
It's like, where are you going to, like South Dakota? Like, where there's no human beings? Is that why you're taking this? Like, I feel like
going to the North Pole.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like everywhere you go, like, somebody probably got 6 ounces for you. Plus, you're Iman Shumpert.
Somebody has something.
You're Iman Shumpert. Like, you're not the most famous nigga alive, but like amongst the black community, you're like an A-list celebrity. TV shows,
someone
NBA,
knows someone. You
have a really good-looking wife, beautiful family. Like, there's no way you can't get your hands on weed, bro.
That's so weird to me. It's so weird.
Stop
I
it.
definitely was.
6 ounces. I'm like, yo, that's bravery. And you know,
if regular people like me can get weed from another state when we go, I got somebody that like we plan. It's in our planning. Okay, we about to travel. Okay, who got the weed out there?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he don't have somebody in his contact list. Hey, I'm finna fly out. Can you make sure that we got this? Because we're trying to party like this.
And like, it's weird. If you're going for a game or practice or anything or something with the team, somebody smokes weed. Even the leaders. There's somebody there. Come on.
They all know somebody. But this for me, these situations come down to the fact that these people reach a certain status in life, and they get to the point where they're like, niggas can't tell me nothing. Yep. And so
that's what's so weird.
They don't want to follow the rules, but you got to remember, like, no offense to any of y'all. You made it. You were successful within your craft. You're amazing at what you do. Yeah. And you made a lot of money, and you were able to achieve a high level of fame. But at the end of the day, you are regular ass insignificant people like the rest of us. And insignificant, I don't mean in a bad way. I just mean eventually your time passes. There's so many of us, we're all replaceable to a certain extent. Like nobody is bigger than the next person. Like, yes, maybe we elevate y'all a little bit on a pedestal, but like y'all are regular folks. So thinking that you're just gonna stroll through the airport, like if you was flying private, my nigga, I'm sure they like you and the pilots probably would have been smoked out. But like you thinking that like, oh, I'm Iman Shumpert, I'm flying commercial and I'm still gonna take the weed on the plane. No, man. Stop it.
So weird to me.
Stop it, bro. Like you're too smart for that. I feel like you're too smart for that. And
yeah, they are.
And nigga, you have kids. You don't have time to be serving time. You have children. Like, come on.
You have children. Like, what?
What are niggas doing? I don't know. That just seemed weird. Like, and you know what's crazy? They're not trying to sneak anything cool on the plane. They're like trying to sneak drugs. Like, come on, man.
Weed is not even something that you cannot get. You can
That's
get
what
it.
I'm saying. It's so attainable
everywhere
now. Like, it's just crazy. All right. Free BG, but also free everybody that's over here for basically meaningless drug charges. Especially now that in America the government has found a way to make money off of it, and so now since they can make money, they're okay with people selling weed. So everybody that's in jail right now for selling weed should be let free. I don't understand, especially if your state has made it legal. The second your state said it's legal in the state, the doors on those cells for those people who have those charges should have been open, and they should be at home.
Right.
There's no reason why a nigga should have to finish out a sentence that y'all only gave to him because you hadn't figured out how to get your cut. That's why they don't like drug dealers. They bring the drugs to the hood, they let niggas sell them, and then they catch niggas up and then send them to jail for life because they haven't found a way to make their cut. And then with weed, they figured it out. And then you know what's next? Next, cocaine will probably be legal in the next 10 to 15 years, I bet. And it'll be one after another because they're going to find a way to get their money off of it. So when you have these people who are serving time for these offenses, if you start to get your money back on it, your return on investment, you should not be allowed to hold them for that shit. Because now you're having your cake and eating it too. You want to enforce the rules, but you also want all the money. So like now you're taking all the money that they could potentially make for their families, and you're counting it while they have to get this shitty ass 3 meals of hots in a cot type of bullshit. Nah. And then you're wondering why our prisons are overrun because you have niggas serving time for
that don't need
crimes.
To be there.
Like, come on.
Non-violent crimes.
Exactly. When you need to be making room for like the niggas who created 60 Days In, put that bum ass nigga in one of those 3x5. That's exactly where he need to be, and then make sure people have access to him. The same. Listen, because we believe in an eye for our eye. So what's up with it? The things that you basically allowed to happen to those shorties, my boy, get ready because that type of shit is finna happen to you. And I'm not wishing that on you. Where he just knows exactly what's gonna happen because that's how jail works. So. And especially because he's going to go to a place where niggas know that, oh, you were one of those correction officers. You're one of them people that was on TV, walking around with the chest all out. Bro. Oh, here's my last thing, because we're still in the topic of prison. This is a prison episode. We talked about Brittney, talked about this guy, everybody in jail. A thing that made me laugh was, so obviously this past week, Ahmaud Arbery's killers, they're going to prison for life. Have fun, niggas. I love that the one guy was like, man, they've been sending me death threats and I don't want to go to prison because they're going to hurt me. That made me chuckle because you know what?
Well,
you know what, my boy? You could have stayed your goofy ass at home. But instead, you and your pops and the nigga that filmed the whole thing, y'all wanted to mind someone else's business. And this is the consequence of your action, because you fucked around and you killed one of our people all because he was jogging on your precious little street. And you started a whole fucking mess. And then when he started to best you, you got mad and you shot him because you're suckers. And now you are going to pay the price. And it is what it is, man. And you know what's crazy? Maybe they'll make it for an extended period of time, but the only way they're going to survive in prison is if they join the Aryan Brotherhood and that's fine. Do your thing. But in all likelihood, I'm sure that they will give him up because they do not want problems within their prison system over this fucking guy. Especially when this guy made a stupid ass decision, which was to come off of his porch and mess with somebody that wasn't messing with him.
Yep, they're gonna. I'm sure they've been waiting on him. As soon as, because things travel in the jails. So I know they're waiting on him. I know they are, and I'm excited for it.
Listen, and my thing is, again, on this show, we're not advocating for nobody to get hurt, but we're advocating for karma to do what it's supposed to do. Because if you're not gonna do the right thing, there's going to be consequences. That's how life works. So anybody who want to get in the comments be like, oh, you're foul for saying that. No, man. I'm not foul for saying what it's going to be, because we all know what it's going to be. Because again, if you don't want to go to prison and you don't want to get violated, just treat people right. It's very simple. It's very fucking simple. Treat people right. There's no reason to be disrespectful to people, do all this crazy, all these videos we see of all these people doing all this extra shit. Y'all have choices. You don't have to do none of that. You can mind your business and be good. If you want to yell and scream in your car, you do like I do. I cuss all y'all out when I'm in traffic because y'all in my fucking way. And I don't like that. But outside of that, I have no reason to be a dick to y'all. You know why? Because I don't move like that. In traffic, oh yeah, I hate all y'all. But in person, traffic's another one. In person, we gonna be all good. You mind your business, I'm gonna mind mine. Treat me with respect, I'm gonna treat you with respect. It's a very simple transaction, and a lot of y'all don't understand that. Because again, when Ahmaud is jogging down the street, y'all don't have to do nothing. You pursued him. He's minding his own business. He's trying to work out, exercise, get his mental health right. And you start chasing him down the street, and then you're mad because he defends himself. And then when he get to whooping on you because you two bozo ass niggas was out of shape and not really built like that to run the hands, then all of a sudden you want to get mad. You want to go get your gun, and you made a mistake, and now you finna pay for that shit.
As they should.
And it is what it is. It is what it is. Well, we are really back with the shits. The show is popping. This was a good episode. We are making improvements to the show just in regards to overall quality with sound. We got Sasha hooked up with a lot of stuff, but my dumbass didn't put the cord in the bag. So next episode, she'll have a microphone. She got the headphones. We got the camera. We got everything set up. So we're gonna try to bring more high quality stuff. It's going to be lit. So thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. Again, there will be announcements as far as all the changes coming soon, within the next month or so. But otherwise, we're going to keep getting after it. I don't know. You got anything left before we close out?
No, I have nothing,
August 20th, Alki Beach.
Oh yeah.
Y'all get up out there, support Sasha B while she's setting records. Yeah. I don't got a lot left, man. I'm getting old, man.
You do.
I'm getting old. I just all I do is play basketball now, and I barely do that. Cardio. What's cardio? I didn't say I was running. I just be shooting, staying at half court, catching shooting.
When you say play basketball, you mean just shooting around?
Yeah. Just be shooting around, getting buckets.
Wow, not playing basketball.
Nah, I'm halfway playing, but we're gonna be all right. But all right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. This is Lunchtime TV. Your host, Iman Jackson, and Sasha B, and we out. Tell them we out.
We out.
All right.